Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a quick tutorial and review on the Pat McGrath Bronze Seduction palette, the brand new one that just came out. Of course it is warm tone, so if you don't like warm tone palettes, I'm sorry. But there is an issue with this palette that I came across whenever I was playing around with it, so please stay tuned and watch the tutorial. Thank you. Alright, today I'm going to be using the Bronze Seduction palette. I'm going to try and use all the mattes in this tutorial, and I'm going to try and use these new glitter shades as well. So how we're going to start off is with a transition shade. So let me get my brush. I'm going to take the ColourPop E2, which is this just really big fluffy brush, and I'm going to dip into the color, sorry I forgot to grab the names. I'm going to dip into Fire Opal, Rose Gold, Bronze Blaze. I'm going to dip into Entrapment, which is this shade, as my transition color. I'm just going to put that all in my crease. I did set my base whenever I started this look because I like to set my bases. The only time I set them wet is whenever I know they're going to be a patchy mess. So with this shade, it's not patchy. Now, as we get into the deeper shades, that's where I get a little get into a little bit of trouble with it, but not as much as I thought I would. But if you work with it, you can finesse it really well. Just takes some time. Alright, I'm gonna try and get this as blended as I did the other side. Like, geez, I always, for some reason, my left side is always better than my right side. Like, this side is like much cleaner than this side, and I couldn't tell you why, because like, see, like you can see my stuff pulled up on this side but not this side. Now, as you know, I don't have a filter. It may be my lighting, but the shade is coming out a lot darker than it is like looking in my mirror in the natural lighting. So this is a really good transition shade. Just don't be fooled by my lighting right now. It's because I had to change all my stuff around. So I have natural lighting here, I have my ring light, and then I have like in-house light over here. So it's making it look a little bit darker than it actually is. If you can see, it's a little bit lighter. Okay, so after the entrapment, I want to use Disobedient, which is this nice deep brown shade. And I'm going to take it on a pencil brush, fluffy pencil brush, really lightly in the crease and on the outer V of this look. So outer V, and then lightly take whatever's left and pull it into the crease. I was going to halo eye this look, but I think I'm just going to do a cut crease, like a half cut crease or maybe a regular cut crease, because whenever I tried halo eyeing, it was a little difficult because of the glitter shades, because yes, they are very glittery. Like, you will have a glitter face, so I recommend doing your face after But of course I did it before because, you know, I'm gonna show you like the whole thing. And do the other eye, RV, and then lightly pull it through the crease. Trying to wing it up because Mama's got some round eyes, like really big round eyes, so I gotta try and pull it up or else I'm gonna look pretty sad if I don't. Alrighty. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the fluffy brush that had entrapment on it and just fluff out the top, make sure it's nice and blended. Now these two matte shades I know for a fact worked really well. It's whenever I get into this next shade where I had slight difficulties. So bear with me because I'm going to have to finesse a lot. So I'm going to take the last matte shade, which is Extreme Aubergine. It's this really deep purple shade. Now, I had issues with it being chalky, but I only got to use it one time. So hopefully I was wrong. So I'm going to take this little flat fluffy packer brush. I'm going to dip into it and lightly I'm just going to go on the outer V and up into the crease. Nice and slowly. Actually, that's working a lot better than it did whenever I first played around with it, so that's a good sign. And then do it to the other side. Now, notice how I'm packing it on. I'm not, like, trying to blend it out just yet because I don't want too much of that pigment. So what we're gonna do is, once we're done getting that nice deep shade into the crease, like so, I'm taking that big fluffy brush, or you can take a clean fluffy brush, it doesn't matter. And then I'm just gonna go through and just blend, blend, blend. Blending, blending, blending. Just keep blending. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. Just keep swimming. That's what we do. And once you get it nice and blended out, see, as you can see, like, it pulled up on my eye, so there is a little bit of patchiness with this shade. So I'm gonna try and reapply it with that packer brush and hope it will stay. But at the same time, it didn't do it to the other eye, see? So it might just be this eye, like, maybe I didn't set it good enough, or maybe it's just how that, sorry, my dog's doing something behind me. So I'm gonna try and blend it out just a little bit lighter and hope that it doesn't go patchy. If it does, well, then alright, I'm gonna have to, like, this eye it worked out on, the other eye it did not. So let me try that fluffy brush, see if, like, maybe I can blend it out on its own. Like, maybe that's my problem. So I just tapped into that extreme aubergine color one time, and it seems like that's what I needed to do to get, like, this to work, was just tap in once. But it gave me a really, really, like, dark crease now. So we'll see. Like, my one crease is darker than the other, and I just don't know how I feel about that. But that seems like what I needed to do. Needed to go through and just put it on a nice fluffy brush and blend it out with itself instead of the other shades. But see, now you got like all the matte shades on. We're gonna cut the crease and then liner, lashes, etc. So give me 1 second to grab my concealer and I will cut my crease. So taking a flat packer brush, putting a little bit of Kylie concealer in the color Hickory. Just going to start cutting my crease. Sorry, I'm like trying to have you see what I'm doing while I'm in the middle of doing it. There we go. And of course, because I have really big eyes, my crease basically gets rid of like half the shadow. There you go. And then taking another flat brush, which has stuff on it, so give me 1 second. Taking this flat brush, I'm going to dip into the rose gold shade, which is this one right here, right next to the fire opal shade. And then I'm going to put that along my crease. And this is where it gets a little bit messy, but this shade is just so freaking pretty. You are about to see the magic. Oh yeah, yeah, pretty. Now what I like to do with this shade, because it is a glitter shade, I just pick up the product and I just pat it on my eyelid. I don't want to get too much fallout on that, because then you have messed up your makeup. And that is no bueno. So this is going to be a process, so I apologize. Not meaning to make this makeup tutorial too long. Just trying to do the bare minimum, because I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do multiple looks with this palette, just not all at once. Like, I will put this video out and then I will put a round 2 using the mattes, the other shimmers, like, just so that way you guys can see like all of this being used. God, that freaking is gorgeous. Even in person, it's gorgeous. Like, dang. So then taking that little brush here and just kind of get rid of that little harsh line over here. Like, what I like to do to get it like not harsh anymore is I just kind of pat that extra color on, and there you go. Man, this is so pretty. She is pretty, oh so pretty. Oh, see, this is just kind of like a simple, I'm sorry, you can't really see it, but it's kind of like a simple look, but it's like date night, going out approved look. The next look I'll do will be more like light and for every day. I'm sorry, like all this natural light is coming in over here, so it's like only highlighting this side of my face. I'm doing my best to show you how this side looks with my ring light, but it ain't working. But there's that side. I'll do this side because you might be able to see it better. So taking your concealer brush again, if I can find it. It hid from me. Alright, hold on. There we go. Now you can see it. That's what I get for having my blinds open. Sorry, my hair's a mess. I'm going to be doing my hair after I put this video up, so work with me. Sorry. Now just cut the crease on this side too. Now, the thing that you need to remember is not to put too much concealer on your brush, or else that can just make everything for the worse. Because sometimes if you have too wet of concealer, it can really ruin the look. Wow. That was quicker than usual. Now taking that Rose Gold 005 shade again, just dip on in and start patting it on. Like, no joke, these are freaking gorgeous. Now, price point wise, like, if this is the only palette you're ever going to buy and ever going to use, yes, bitch, please, please, please buy it. It's good quality, except for that one dark shade that I had issues with, but I didn't have issues with it on this eye. I had issues with it on this eye, so it may just be me. It may not be you. So, keep that in mind, too, because, like, maybe it's just how I set my makeup. It might be how, like, because I did my makeup prior to this video for a different video, and it could have been a number of things, but as you can see, if it blends out on one eye, it's gonna blend out on the other eye. What are you eating? I'm sorry. My dog is crazy. Quit it! What are you eating? Come here. Get it out of your mouth. You butthead. Sorry guys, my dog was eating a tag that I found in his mouth, her mouth, sorry. But okay, and then after you put that color on, take that flat brush again, just dip into the extreme aubergine, tap it, get it to blend into each other. And then what I like to do is just to define the top part a little bit, because that part I know doesn't get patchy. Oh yes, she is a pretty one, that's for sure. She's a very pretty palette. That is definitely. And ta-da. Now it's very dramatic. It looks like a very dramatic look. I'm not going crazy with it whenever I do the lower lash line, which will be right now. I'm just going to dip into the extreme aubergine and just put that right along the lash line. Just kind of help deepen up the outer V as well, because sometimes from like mixing all the colors and shading and stuff, you kind of get a little bit of a mess. I take it the whole way in. Now if you have really small eyes, don't take it the whole way in, but because I have small eyes, I kind of take it the whole way till the tear duct, just for the fact that I have really big eyes, so it's just easy to hide them this way. Just kind of deepening up the outer V a little bit more to blend in with my lower lash line. And then do the other side. Do the same thing, just kind of deepen it up a little bit. Oops, I went too far. Too far. Too far. Fluffy brush. Alright, a little bit better. Okay. See, usually you can always salvage your look with like a fluffy brush or like just dipping into like the shade lightest to it, because then it will eventually diffuse. Ta-da! Taking that smudger brush that I have the same color on, just going to start diffusing it on its own, just to fix up any issues that I have with like this outer V and like any patchiness that I may see. But there's that. And then I'm going to take this fluffy pencil brush. It's kind of too fluffy because I kind of destroyed it, but dipping into the Entrapment shade, that really light shade that we started with, just kind of put it on that lower lash line with that Extreme Aubergine just to lighten it up a little bit. Do the same thing to this side. I'm trying not to make a really ugly face right now, and I'm sorry. Alright, and then to finish it up, just kind of diffuse out the top, just kind of just because that Extreme Aubergine shade is just so dark, and you're trying not to like entirely overtake this look for like a nighttime look, although it kind of looks like a nighttime look because of how my lighting is right now, but in person it's actually extremely light. So after that, I'm going to take a clean pencil brush, which since I do not have a clean pencil brush, I will be just wiping off the Extreme Aubergine from this, and then I'm going to lick my brush. And then in the inner corner, I am going to take Skin Show Divine Glow, which is this shade, this really white shade right here. And I am going to put it in my inner corner. Now, it's not as shiny as like the glitter shades, obviously it's not going to be, but it will help kind of tie the look together and kind of clean up that under eye just a little bit, because once you get a shade to like connect to the Extreme Aubergine and to the Rose Gold 005, you have like a really nice like full eye look then. Inner. Trying to get them to connect a little bit better. Yes. Now what I'm going to do is whenever I'm done, I'm going to show you this look in natural lighting to show you how light this look actually is. So that way you're not thinking, this look is too dark, this look is too dark. It's not as dark as you think, I swear to God. But right now I am going to go off camera, do liner, and put some mascara on, because I don't think you need to go through that with me. There are hundreds of people that usually do it on camera anyway, so I'm just going to do this real quick, just to touch up, and I will be right back. Alright guys, I'm back, and this is the natural lighting that I have going on right now, and as you can see, the look is not as dark as it came up on like my camera because of where I was sitting in the lighting. But right now I have the Jeffree Star Christmas cookie on my lips right now. I put a little bit of the Urban Decay 24/7 pencil eyeliner and whiskey in my waterline. I used the Dior stage liner in matte brown, and I used the Buxom mascara for my lashes. This is the final look. overall, I really enjoyed the palette. I only had issues with the one shade, which was the Extreme Aubergine. It was that purpley shade. It is a little patchy. It's not like the usual Pat McGrath shadows, but I think it's because it's a really deep purple, and that's always a very hard shadow to formulate. So I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial and my review. If you have the coin, go out and buy it. If not, do not spend your money because it is expensive. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day, guys.